Hi, I'm Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360. Welcome to Entercom's 2015 Oil and Gas Conference, the 20th year of the conference, and we're getting ready to interview Richard Thompson. He's the president and CEO of Marquis Energy. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
All right, so you said you're pretty impressed with the conference. This is your first time?
It's the first time that we've been down to Denver.
What's your experience been so far? Why are you impressed?
The attendance, it's been well organized as well, and I'm surprised, especially in spite of the current commodity prices, that there's this much interest in the U.S. and this much interest in Canadian companies as well.
Yeah, I've interviewed quite a few Canadian companies, in fact, so quite a good turnout for the Canadians at the event. Similar weather as well, so that's nice.
Yeah, up and down.
Right. All right, let's start off with a question about Machichi. Machichi is the company's core asset, I understand. Could you describe the Machichi play in Alberta? You keep adding acreage there. You've already got 4,600 BOEs of production, and you're looking at more than 200 future drilling locations. So tell us about that play and what you like in terms of geology and the economics, et cetera, at Machichi.
So Machichi is our core property. We started working in the area about 4 years ago. Currently represents about 85% of the company's value. It's an oil resource play that we exploit with horizontal drilling. The well costs are reasonably cheap especially for a junior oil and gas company, at about 1.6 million US per well. So that makes it easy for us. Even at $42 US WTI right now, we're seeing payouts just over a year for the wells that we're currently drilling, and great rates of return, above 60%. So we can still make money, despite the low oil prices.
And that's wonderful in a downturn to be able to say that. Yeah. Or you briefly touched on horizontal drilling and the program. So let's talk about, could you give us an update on this summer's horizontal drilling program? Kind of a threefold question about what's been drilled thus far, what else are you targeting, and the completion methodology there.
Okay, so we drilled one well in the first quarter this year. It was our best well to date. Probably double our current type curve, which is quite exciting for us in the first 90 days of production. It's averaged about 300 BOEs a day of production. The production that we get out of the wells we're drilling right now are about 70% oil and about 30% gas. Beginning in July, we started with our second half drilling program. So we started on July 2nd, and we've drilled 3 wells to date. Fourth well is currently drilling right now, so we expect to have that completed by the end of August. Of the 4 wells, we've got the first one on production already. The final 3 that we'll be drilling in 2015 will all be on production before the end of September. So we're hoping in October to have production rates from all the rest of the drilling that we've done, and we see that as a catalyst for the company going forward, because of what we've seen so far. We expect to get much better production than what we've reported in the past.
All right, let's talk a little bit about infrastructure. Marquee owns infrastructure at Machichi. Can you talk about the infrastructure that you have in place and what this allows you to do?
So we have a large land base at Machichi, as you've mentioned, a great prospect inventory as well. We see 300 locations of dual zone potential, which is important because we end up doubling the amount of pay that we encounter with the wells that we're drilling. As you've mentioned earlier, the wells we're drilling, we multi-stage frac with sand, which enhances the productivity that we get from those wells as well. The infrastructure that we own extends over 40 miles. So we own 3 gas plants now and 2 oil batteries, extensive gas gathering network as well. And the reason why it's important to have the ownership of the infrastructure is we kind of control our destiny in terms of getting our wells on production. We don't have to rely on third parties to get our wells tied in. So
which must be quite nice.
Yeah, once we've completed them, it's just a matter of getting them tied in and put on production as well. Another added benefit to that is the fact that by having the ownership of the infrastructure in the area, we kind of eliminate our competition, because it makes it difficult for someone else to buy land and start drilling, because they would have to rely on us for tie-in. So that's quite important to us as well.
Interesting.
So,
All right.
For that reason, we've actually over the last 2 years we've completed 4 major consolidations in the area. So essentially taken out just about anything that we can buy, and the prices we paid have been very reasonable, less than 20,000 a flowing barrel for the production that we've purchased. So that
Must
certainly
be
helps.
satisfying to do, to still be able to compete well in this downturn.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can still get deals done despite the prices. In fact, we just announced a deal last week where we kind of see that as the final piece of the puzzle for the assets that we want to acquire.
Well, let's talk about cost reductions and how you did it, because that's part of your success. Marquee has announced dramatic cost reductions. You've reduced drilling costs by 40%, and you've reduced days to production by 60%. So how'd you do it?
It's just a matter of gaining experience in the area. It's a relatively new play in Alberta. We were the first mover. So we really had no one else to learn from in terms of technology in the play. We've now drilled 34 horizontal wells there. I believe, and the rest of my staff believes, in continuous improvement. So every time we drill a well, we look at the results and we look back at what we've done in the past, and where we see need for improvement, we apply that to the next well that we drill. So we've reduced drilling costs, and part of that's come through just the downturn. Prices have come down. Operating costs, we've taken down from $22 a barrel just under 2 years ago to about $16 a barrel now, and I'm looking for another $2 improvement in that before the end of the year. G&A costs, we've seen similar improvements as well, and some of that comes with size and some of it comes with efficiency as well. So we're excited about that, and we see room for further improvement in the future as well.
Well, speaking of the future, let's look ahead for our final question. What's your prognosis for 2016, and what's your company trying to accomplish in the next year?
Despite the low oil prices, as I've mentioned, we can still drill economic wells at current oil prices. So, of course, I'd be very excited, if the price of oil did come back. But, we've got a great drilling inventory now. We continue to learn and drive costs down. So I see a great opportunity for Marquee in the future. Clean balance sheet. There's really no pressures, external pressures on the company right now in terms of our lenders. So I think we're well positioned for growth. We feel that with a number between 50 and 55 million Canadian in terms of investment, that we can double our production. So there's a lot of potential in the company moving forward.
Yes, sounds like it. Well, thank you very much, Richard. Richard Thompson, President and CEO of Marquis Energy. I'm Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360. Thanks for joining us.